Rush show for February 11th, 2026. Today we're going to discuss Romans 13 and Stephen Colbert, who had a monologue a few nights ago on Romans 13. That's interesting, isn't it? Stephen Colbert's Catholic background, and he talked about that in Speaker Johnson. We'll get into that here in a moment. And so it's warmer than it looks on this picture in the background. I want to tell you that. I know that. It's a little warmer. It's around, what did we say? It's around 40 degrees out there right now. So that's a pretty good temperature, and that snow's going to be melting. And in Batavia, we had our river pond is sort of no more skating. That just happened a day ago or two. And I do have pictures of that. On Sunday, they were skating. Now it's no good. It's melting. So that's what's happening out there. So we're going to talk about this monologue that Stephen Colbert had a few days ago. I'm going to try to bring it up here, and we'll listen to it, and then we'll make some comments on it. Let's see if I can bring it up now. Okay, I'm going to put myself. Yeah, that's what we want. And I'm going to start the video now. I hope this works, folks. Oh, we lost it. Oh, shucks. Yeah, we lost it there. I'll try to bring it back up momentarily. Just hold the line there, as they say. This monologue was very interesting, and Colbert did a very interesting job on it. And let's see what we can do here. I'm trying to get it back. I'll try to get it back here. Okay, here we go. Now, we got to do something to bring it back. Oh, shucks. Well, it's a few days ago, and I got to get it. I'm going to search back. We'll get it here. Sorry about this. This has happened before. Sometimes we have a missed. Okay, here it is. Now, just a second here. Okay, let's see what we can do here now. I'm back here. We're going to do something. I'm going to bring it up. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happened here. Okay. Okay, we got that. Now we're going to try to get it up. Oh, where did it go? Okay, here it is. I did it again. Well, I guess we'll skip that right now. We'll play it sometime another day here. I'm sorry about that. We had a little technical problem here, as they say. Well, anyway, Colbert ripped into Johnson, who made a big remark about Speaker Johnson about Romans 13, that we should be all just, that should be our starting point. That's where we should go. And maybe I'll try one more time here, folks. If you just bear with me, please bear with me. I'm going to try one more time. I don't know why it keeps happening. Because it wants to happen, I guess. Okay, I'm going to try to get Stephen Colbert one more time. Maybe it's too much. Okay. I'm back. Let's see if we. Sorry about that glitch. Now we're going to try to get it up one more time. We'll try one more time here. Okay. Okay. Where is my video here? I want to play it. Well, I'm frustrated, folks. We'll put it up. Yeah, it's not coming right now. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Now let's see if we can get it. Okay.
To correct the Pope on the Bible. No, Mike, don't go there. That's like trying to correct me on the Lord of the Rings. Did I write it? No. Do I consider myself its spiritual emissary on earth? You bet your Tom Bombadil I do. Okay, so you claim to know more about the Bible than the Pope. Do you also claim to poop in the woods more than a bear? Then go for it, buddy.
Immigration is not something that's frowned upon in Scripture. But what's also important in the Bible is that assimilation is expected and anticipated and proper. When someone comes into your country, comes into your nation, they do not have the right to change its laws or to change its society. They're expected to assimilate.
Exactly. We must all assimilate, which is why Johnson gave that answer in perfect Ojibwe. Johnson eventually got down to chapter and verse.
Romans 12. You want to do this?
No, not really. But go ahead.
Romans 13 says that the civil authorities are God's agents of wrath to bring punishment upon the wrongdoer. And it says if you do right, you have no fear of the civil authorities, but those civil authorities are necessary.
Okay, technically he's right. Romans 13 does say that because it's St. Paul's letter to the Romans trying to work within the system so Nero would stop killing everybody who had just joined the brand new religion. But Paul bending the knee to the Romans didn't help him at all. He was arrested at least 3 times and then they chopped his head off. But I guess they were just God's agents of wrath, right, Mike? You want to do this, buddy? Let's do this, bucko. I did not suffer through 1,000 hours of acoustic folk mass for nothing. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Republicans like to claim Jesus.
Well, we're back. And we're going to take that down. That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? I thought it was. I'm sorry we had this technical glitches here to get this up. But we're back now. And here's where we're going to discuss some Romans 13 here. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God. And these that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists authority resists, whoever resists God, and has their approved. Anyway, I can't read because I got it on my screen and it's pretty small. I'm sorry about that, folks. But it says, if you do good, you'll be all right. If you don't, you'll get God's wrath. Yeah. So God will be out after you if you don't listen to authorities. It's a very interesting concept that everybody that's gets arrested it's always right. I guess slavery was all right. Hitler was all right. Hitler used those verses. All authoritarians like to use those verses. And it was reminded that Paul used those verses and got arrested 3 times and then was finally beheaded. So is that God's wrath on Paul? No. It was the state against Paul. So we got to stand up when it's appropriate. It also goes on to say by paying taxes too. So I don't want to, some of our Republican friends might not like that one. You got to pay your taxes. So let's remember that this scripture verse is being misused. Romans 13 for authoritarian tendencies. Oh, I guess Daniel could have said, oh, God's got control. I'll just sit back and listen to our leader. And when I say we shouldn't pray or had to pray to that God, I'll just do it. Won't. No, you stand up when there's something wrong and an injustice or something is against God. Being against a stranger and hurting those that are helpless. Throwing them down on the ground and beating them up when they have no reason for that. Shooting them. Oh, that's from God. It's putting God in a bad situation, in my opinion. We got to blame God for that. No. That was human nature that did that. And we got to stand up against that and show love and compassion here. So that's just my thoughts. I wish I had that video up earlier and could have done a little better on that. So I'm going to, let me see if I can get that verse back up again. I'm going to put myself down. I think I can get myself down. Let's see if I can put it up again. Okay. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there's no authority except from God. For those who exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For the rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of the one who is in authority? Then you do what is good, and you will receive his approval. For he is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid. For he does not bear the sword in vain. For he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Therefore, one must be in subjection not only to avoid God's wrath, but also for the sake of his conscience. So the rulers are always doing right. I don't know where I think Paul is a little off here on this one too. He was trying to, was this letter confiscated by the Romans? I don't know how this letter was spread, but maybe Paul didn't want the Roman leadership to know about it. He wanted to be on the good side of them there, I guess. That might be another explanation here. But it does no help. It's been used by so many people, and I'm sure it was used during the Revolutionary War by those on the pro-British side. So this section of verses has been misused quite a bit. So let's move on and let's be better people. Let's follow God in our community and love our community. And I think many of us see the abuse that's happening in our community, and that's what we're standing up for. And that's, I think, what Stephen Colbert and many others are trying to say. Let's stand up for what is right and what is for God. So thank you for listening. Sorry again for that little glitches there. I hope you stayed with me, but probably some of you probably didn't. But anyway, that's the way it was today. So God bless. We'll be back. We're going to have some interesting guests next week, and we're hopefully going to have some a sheriff candidate, maybe two, I don't know, but we're going to at least have one sheriff candidate for King County Sheriff. So that's going to be good. So I want to say bye-bye, and then we'll see you then, Lord willing, on Friday. It's Friday. So bye-bye now. We'll talk again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.